Any other tool that we would require for working with MySQL database ecosystem. Okay, so the first thing that always I want to verify is whether you have installed MySQL installer. If you have installed MySQL installer, from within MySQL installer, we can also verify whether the server software is installed and whether the client software is installed or not, right? So the MySQL installer is called as MySQL installer, as simple as that. So just in Windows, type here to search, Manoj, just if you can search for MySQL installer. So now just be there, don't click on it. Now, if you see something like this here, that means you had installed MySQL installer and it is already installed, right? Now, if it is not installed, then the place where you want to go and install is, go to the browser. Manoj, just 1 second.
Browser.
Yeah, just go to the browser. Yeah. And just go to Google. Just go to Google. Just Control T, open a new tab. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Just search for MySQL installer. MySQL installer, right? The first one, right? Yeah. And then when you come over here, just go to that page. Yeah. So now in this page, of course, I'm assuming that everybody is using Windows and nobody is using Linux or Mac. If you're using, then do let me know. I can send different instructions for those operating systems as well. The 32-bit is only there, okay? Even if your machine is 64-bit, doesn't matter. You can install 32-bit. Backward compatibility is quite possible. Now, there are two options here. One is 2.3 MB one and one is 435.7 MB one. I would recommend you to download this one, because then what it does is that it also downloads all the components, like the server software, the client, all of them together. Otherwise, when you download the first one, it will ask you in every step to kind of download. And now when you click on this download, then you've got to go to this step. You don't have to log in or anything, sign up or anything. When you go to this step, then what it will do is that it will start installing this. I mean, start downloading this, not installing it. It will start downloading it, right? And once this download is complete, then what you would have installed is, what is it that you would have installed once this download is complete, guys? Anybody who can now answer this question?
Installer.
The installer.
MySQL installer. Yeah.
Absolutely right. Thank you, everybody. Now, since Manoj had already installed, we could verify that. Manoj, you can cancel it. You can cancel this download. Right click on it and you can cancel this download. Yeah, because you have already downloaded and installed it. So now, once it is installed, just like how any other software is installed on your local machine, I mean, you just follow the next screen on prompt and you would be able to install MySQL installer. There's no rocket science there. Once it is installed, then Manoj, just go to Windows, type here to search and search for MySQL installer then. Right? Yeah, and then open that. Open it. Yeah. Now, the only thing that I would recommend is that please do not do this on your professional laptop. I mean, on your corporate laptop, because that may have some issues in terms of access rights and all of that, because it requires admin access to your machine in order to install all these things that we're trying to install here. Yeah. Now click on add. Now see, if you notice here, we don't see server here, and we don't see MySQL server here. Just go back once, cancel it. Yeah, since we do not see a MySQL server here and we do not see MySQL workbench here, hence we will go to add, because those two components were not installed. So we'll click on add. Click on add. Now, again, as I said, there are two most important tools that we want to install: the server software and the client software. The server is here, MySQL server. So click on this plus sign. And then go to the plus sign again. Go to the plus sign again. Now, see, there are two versions is showing. For some of the folks, it may show more versions as well. We are fine with 5.7. We are fine with 8.0.x also. So just click on the plus symbol for 5.7 again. Select the first one. Select the first one. first one. Click on this right arrow here, the green arrow, and it should come over here. These are the products to be installed, and click on next. Now, what this will do is, click on execute. What this will do is that it will actually download, because I think he had earlier only downloaded the installer, not the complete version, the first one. Now he has installed it. Now it says, this is also required MySQL Visual Studio. It will install it automatically. Just follow the next on-screen prompt. And yeah, this is successful. Close it. And installation is done. Click on next. Click on execute. Yeah, so it's going to take a few seconds to probably download this thing. And anybody else who's facing any issue here, in the meantime, I can also help you guys. And
So,
KVDS, Prasad.
yes. So I'm not getting the access at all. So what I need to do?
What do you mean by you're not getting the access at all? Are you using Genpact?
So when I'm clicking the link, yeah, it is coming that the can't be reached page.
Tell me one thing again. Did you go to Google? Did you try to download the installer?
Yes.
Are you using Genpact's machine or your own machine, Prasad?
Genpact machine.
Genpact machine, you will not be able to install it, Prasad.
So let me add it, Prasad. I think you must have Karan must have spoken to you to raise a ticket internally while we started the program like 1.5 months ago. Did Karan or did
initially we have done
it?
Yeah, we have raised the Tableau and everything. We have been raised it, but this one is not coming.
So can you check internally, because if this is an internal problem, then Pratik will not be able to help you. I mean, ideally we should have raised the ticket, before even started the program, like I told the batch.
Okay,
so we did it. We did this server part, client part, everything. On MySQL Workbench, it's already installed in my laptop. But this server part is something that we are getting to know right now, Vinay. So I have raised one. Again, I don't know which at help me ticket. I just raised that this server is not there. Now I need to reinstall, or what should be the exact help me ticket? That also we don't know.
So see, so that is the reason why, Pratik, sorry, we are just going off the track. So guys, that is the reason why, I probably spoken to your Spox, probably Spox from your process, that if you face any challenge, then probably you could resolve on time. All right. So my only suggestion will be, if you can arrange personal laptop during the training for those who are doing work from home, that'll be a great help. I mean, it's an easy kill. But for those who are going to work, who are going to the office and cannot take personal laptop, I think then those people can resolve by talking to the IT team.
Two quick questions for everybody, and then let's do it on the chat. That probably will be easier for me to also understand. First question is, who all have not been able to install MySQL Workbench in whatever laptop that you're using?
Me.
Just can you put it on the chat window, please? That would be great.
Pratik, should I click next?
Yes.
Pratik, say it again. I missed your communication.
Sanjeev, my question was that who all have not been able to install MySQL Workbench?
All right. Thanks.
Hi, Pratik.
Hi, Vikash.
Pratik, actually, it is asking username and password. So I have stuck at this page.
I will help you, Vikash. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Pratik, if you don't mind, I want to share my screen so that you can see whether I am on correct or not.
Abhishek, just give me 1 second. Let's take it one by one so that we all are in the same page.
Sure.
Yeah. Now, hey Manoj, just hold on for a second, okay? Just hold on.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
All right. So there is a bunch of people. There is a bunch of people. Prasad, Naveen, Krish, Shweta. Okay, Shweta has installed Workbench. Lalit, Mohammed Fikar, Saikat, Office. Stuck it. Okay, Tarun, question is, were you able to install MySQL Workbench?
It is actually I can, but it is not showing as in my search bar. I can see SQL, but it is not showing as my Workbench.
Okay, when you go to your type here to search, you don't see MySQL Workbench, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Neil Kantam, you are saying that you are unable to install MySQL, but then the question is, were you able? I mean, are you able to install MySQL Workbench? See, there are two things that we're talking about: Workbench and server.
Yes, it is stuck at Visual Studio C++.
It is stuck at Neil Kantam, are you using personal laptop?
Yes, Pratik.
Okay. Whoever is using personal laptop, I am 100% confident that we will get it resolved for you, right?
Yeah.
For the folks who are using office laptop, I have a question. Okay. Anybody who's using personal, okay, so let me rephrase my. Neil Kantam, can you unmute, please? Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
Now, all right, great. Now, question for people who are using Office laptop, only for people who are using Office Genpact laptop, right? Are you able to install MySQL Workbench? For the people who are using Genpact's laptop, are you able to install MySQL Workbench?
So no, actually it's it's not getting installed when we are clicking on install, so it's asking for administration access.
For Workbench as well, Shweta was able to do it because she had raised a ticket to install Workbench, right, Shweta?
Yes.
Okay. ठीक है. Okay, you know what we will then do today is that for the people who are using Genpact's laptop, you do need to install MySQL Workbench. Okay, and please do raise the ticket today. And assuming worst case scenario, you are not able to get it resolved before tomorrow's class, then you have to inform Vinay so that I am informed. And then what we will do is that we will change the course a little bit. Then I'm going to use something which is completely on cloud. Okay, it may limit our learning a little bit, but 95% of the learning would still be there. I would say 90 to 95% of the learning would still be there. It may impact 5-10% plus minus a few things I would have loved to show you with if we had full access, but that's fine. Then we will move our class from here to completely online, to completely cloud based, and we will do everything on the cloud. Okay, so for the folks who are using okay, one more question then. What I can see here is that only 4 people, okay, Girish, Lalit, Shweta, and Prasad, Shweta, Lalit, Girish. Only 4 people are using Genpact's laptop. Am I right?
No,
No, Pratik. I'm also using Genpact laptop.
No, Pratik. I'm
Mostly those are
using
saying
Office
no, they
desktop.
are using Genpact desktop or laptop.
Wait, desktop or laptop you guys are using, but you were able to install MySQL Workbench. Is that right? Kameshwara?
Yes.
No.
I think we have to raise ticket as suggested, as we have to raise ticket again, and then we have to install it. This is the only solution.
Okay.
So, yes, I am also using Genpact. So I raised the ticket today in application access. So let's see if we get all the approvals in time and get it installed.
Okay. Who all are using Genpact's machine, laptop or desktop?
I am using Dheeraj.
Can you put it on the chat? Sorry.
Sure.
Chanchal, can you note down? So I've got Prasad, I've got Naveen, Vikar, Kameshwara, 4, Shubham, Lalit, Dheeraj, Girish, 8. Okay. Tarun, 9. Okay. All right, got it. 9 people.
Shubham, did you raise your hand? Sorry, there is one more person, Pratik. I'm sorry, I'm just putting.
Shubham, right?
Shubham, okay.
Yeah, Shubham, he did. So there are, let's say, 10 people, 9 or 10 people who are using Genpact's machine. And those are the folks, okay, so 10 out of what we have, 40, okay. And so, of course, I have to consider them. Okay. And I want to make sure that everybody is using similar or same stuff. Okay. So that means, okay. All right. Let's try. Let's let's see. So guys, these 8, 9, 10 people who were there in that list, please go ahead and raise the ticket to see if you can install MySQL Workbench as well as server. And I have given the instruction on how to install server and how to install Workbench. I'm sure you guys must have received it. Otherwise, on the LMS also it is uploaded. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the LMS. So when you log into LMS, you would see one more course today added, and in that course you will then see the steps are also mentioned over there as well. I have recorded the steps video in a video format, as well as I've given it in a text format as well. You can follow either way, and you would then be able to do it. It's not rocket science at all. Okay. Now,
Pratik,
yeah,
I will just need your 2 seconds if you can guide me. Can I share my screen?
Give me 1 second, Shweta. I will come to you as well, Shweta. Now, Manoj. Yeah, Manoj, just click on next here, please, Manoj. Yeah. Now give a password and then repeat. Please do not forget this password. Okay. If you forget this password, you'll have to uninstall everything and do it again.
Hello, Pratik. Shekhar this side. I'm stuck in here in the middle of that screen authentication method, where it is showing the 2 options: use a strong password or use legacy authentication method.
Use the legacy one, Shekhar.
Use legacy authentication.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's showing the same screen, accounts and roles. Here I have to set the password.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now, can you stop sharing screen, Manoj, and then try to follow the same step to add Workbench as well. Once you have done this, then you'll be done with server, which is the most important thing, and then you will then add an application for MySQL Workbench by following the same steps in the installer, like how we added the server. You will go below server. There is application as well, and you can go and install the Workbench there.
Pratik, can you please? Just one question.
Sure.
In the Workbench installer, if I see the MySQL server, is that the server is installed?
All right. Here's the thing. Let me share my screen for a moment so that I can tell you how to verify whether some of these things are installed properly or not. Right. To verify. So as I said, right, these are the 2 most important things that we are trying to install. One is the One is the server, one is the client, right? Server, we just saw the steps, but it's very easy to verify. When you go to MySQL installer, then when you open MySQL installer, then you will see server, among other things, you will see server, MySQL server and MySQL workbench, right? You will see, you must see these. If you see these two things, do not worry about whether you need to reconfigure or not. If you see these two things, that means you have been able to install it.
Yes, I can see it.
Both the things, Faisal?
Yes, SQL Server and Workbench.
Okay.
Me also.
Yes.
I'm a little bit confused. It's showing like in my screen, it's showing MySQL installer, MySQL router. I'm not showing.
When you go to type here to search, Ashish, is that what he's trying to say?
No, in MySQL, it's showing I am just installing MySQL installer. So it in the step of MySQL router configuration.
No, Ashish.
Yes, sir. Can I share my?
Okay. Quickly, question is, Ashish, were you able to install MySQL installer?
Not properly.
Okay, not properly. Okay, Ashish.
Last I'm on the last step. I think so.
Go ahead and share the screen.
Okay. It's showing like this in this.
Okay,
What is the host name?
Cancel it. Cancel it. Cancel it. Now, you are all done.
Okay.
You're all done. You don't have to be worried about anything. And you can easily verify that. Just click on this local instance. You will be able to connect with it.
Where, sir?
Just click on this local, this thing. This thing.
Okay, this.
Click on it. It'll ask for the password. You remember the password, right? That you gave.
Right, right, sir.
Please save it in the vault. You're not giving the right password.
Oh, sir, just cannot let me do
Please
it
do
once
not
again.
give the password, okay?
So Pratik, Naveen, I have one quick question.
Yeah.
I have arranged personal laptop and install the SQL installer, just trying to run it. The first step is asking me to choose a setup type, developer mode, server only, client only, full, custom. Which one I need to use?
Full.
Full. Okay.
I'm on this page.
Yeah, you are done. You're completely okay. No worries. Perfectly working fine.
Pratik, I'm also getting. I'm also able to get this screen, the same which is showing in screen sharing.
Perfect.
Okay. So can I stop sharing, sir?
Yes, you should. Ashish. Yeah. Now.
Thank you, sir.
Call me Pratik. No worries. I know I'm old, but I mean, I want to feel young. Yes. Who's this? Manoj.
Manoj, can I say something?
Yeah.
I'm not getting this option.
Okay. All right. So I know you're not getting that. So that's all right. Click on minus there. Okay. So what we will do is cancel this. We will manually install it. So cancel it. We will not use the help of this installer. So go ahead and on Google search for MySQL Workbench. Search for MySQL Workbench. Go there. Download now. Okay. Now this is only for people who are not able to install it using the installer. At times it happens. Come down. Yeah, this is fine. Go to download page. Yeah, go ahead and install the. No, go back. This will install this. Go back. Come to installer. Yeah, come down. There is other downloads, right? This one.
This one?
Yeah, this one. No thanks. Just start my download. Okay. Now you'll be all set, Manoj. Now, Manoj is said, okay, Manoj, you can stop sharing.
Okay.
Okay, now, somebody else also needed my help.
Yes, Pratik. Can I share my screen?
Shweta is, okay, Shweta, go ahead, Shweta.
Okay, so my point is just for all the people who is raising the ticket. So this one is already done, as you can see.
So the first one, you want to do the first one.
I think I'm getting
that
error.
that was my point. So which one to do? We have done on one
The
page
first
is
one.
done.
The first one. Yeah, this one.
My school, and then we will be set, and that's it, right?
Yeah, yeah. You will be set.
Because this one is already there.
This one is there. You see, what is happening here is, Shweta, you have the client software, Shweta, okay?
Okay.
It's like you have Chrome browser with you, but the website that you want to connect with it, the website you want to connect to, that website is not, the files are ready, but there is no place that it is up and running. Do you understand, Shweta? So
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. So that's where, MySQL will come into the picture.
So this first one, then no need this all any server or anything, nothing, right?
No. Those are for Microsoft. No. SQL Server is also a database server.
So that's where the challenge we had. Even I contacted my IT team also. They said one training people can tell you which one to install.
First one.
Thank you. That's it, Pratik. Nothing else. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
I know the confusion is that I am calling it as a server. They are calling it as MySQL. When people call it as MySQL, then it is the MySQL server that they refer to.
Yeah. So thank you.
Okay, somebody is all set here, seems like. Click next.
Yes, Pratik. Which option need to select?
Just click next. Click next.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Wait. Wait, huh? No, click no.
Pratik, I'm also seeing the same screen.
So no problem. Click on execute.
Okay.
What it is doing now is, the best thing about this installer is, it understands, what all things are required automatically. It takes all your headache, downloads whatever is required, install whatever is required, and then it takes care of all the things, so that you can almost sleep well. Yeah, that is the best thing about it.
Okay, Pratik.
Okay, Manoj, this system is not supported by this processor. Okay, my install. I have Vikash. So you can stop sharing your screen.
Okay. So
just before you stop sharing, Sitaram, just click on Workbench for a moment, or click on the server. See if you can click on them.
This one?
The first one. Yeah. So yeah, installer is trying to resolve this automatically. So they're doing it. The installer is doing it its own bit right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it is still doing it. Okay, so it just may take a few seconds, maybe a minute or so. So okay, yeah, you can stop sharing, Sitaram.
Thanks, Pratik.
Now, Vikash.
Yes, Pratik.
Go ahead and share your screen.
Sure.
No. Okay, click on cancel here. Yes, cancel it. Click on cancel. Vikash, go ahead and share it. You stopped sharing.
Just a minute.
You go back. Where you were, right? I mean, no, in your machine, just search for right next to it. Yeah, just open community edition. Yeah, installer, the first one. The first one. No. Installer. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Did you open it?
Yes, it is opening.
Okay. All right. It's opening. Now click on add. Click on the plus one, the first one. Yeah. Next plus again. Next plus again. First one select. Green arrow. Next. Here. Next. Execute. Okay, so yeah.
Although I am able to open all the SQL, but this server is showing configure in my installer as well. So do I need to do anything else?
No, nothing. It's always will show it like that.
Okay.
So Pratik, now I'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pratik, I am getting error while.
Yeah, go ahead and share your screen.
Okay. So when I'm clicking on next, then it's asking one more product
That's
requirement.
fine. That's fine. Click yes. Execute.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Now, okay, good then. Anybody else who needs quick help?
Can I share my screen? Getting
Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, processor doesn't support this. Press OK. Come down. Come down. No, go back, Manoj.
Where is back?
You might have changed the tab actually. Yeah, go back. What you want to do is, there is workbench here that you see, right?
Workbench, I guess this one.
Come down. Come down. Come down. Okay, so this will install the 64-bit. So let's do that. Go to download. Yeah, go to this one.
Download page.
Yeah, go to that. We will actually go ahead and download this one. This one.
Okay.
This one. Go back. This one.
This one. Okay.
Okay. Let it download. So what it is doing is it is downloading the full version of installer for you, Manoj. Okay. And when you would open that installer and then click on add, and then you'll be able to add that workbench from there in the application. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, yes, I understand.
Just stop sharing. I'll share my screen. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
So here, let's say, Manoj, when you open the installer, you'll see this kind of an app. So click on add. When you click on add, go to application. Under application, you'll find MySQL Workbench, this, and then under the application, okay, not under the server. I get about Dheeraj.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. All right. Dheeraj, you have a question?
Sorry, I was on mute. So actually, I have a question for Shweta. So just want to know which request he has raised for like that access to IT.
Sorry. Yes, can you go on mute, please? Yeah, sorry, Dheeraj, your question is which request should you request to the IT, right?
Yeah,
right.
It's under IT. Can I so where? That's what you are asking.
Yes,
and
sure.
MySQL Workbench.
Is it like miscellaneous you have raised, or is there any specific
No,
request over there?
software installation. It's there. Let me just share my screen. Just
First, you have to go to the IT page, and then you'll
Yeah.
have a option of software installation. Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, it is in helpdesk. If you click on H helpmate, then IT, and then in the corner you will have software installation.
Software
And pretty much
installation.
you just have to give details. It's slow right now. That's it. And software installation, and the details you need to fill.
Okay. Thank you.
Pratik, can I share my screen?
Okay, Yash. Go ahead, Yash. Yash, go ahead. Share the screen.
Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, I'm unable to finish the.
Pratik, you are talking on mute, I guess. Oh.
Sorry. Yeah. So what you want to do here is
Unable to click on finish.
okay. That's fine. Close it. Close it.
No, I can't do.
Okay. So then Control Alt Del kill this process.
Okay.
It just hung. Nothing wrong. Are you able to kill it?
No.
Control Alt Del also is not working.
No.
I
The
think
system is okay.
I think there is another pop-up here and there.
No, Control Alt Del will work. It should work. Just just restart the machine. Yash, maybe do a hard restart.
Okay, let me know. I'll do. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Naveen, you had a question, Naveen?
Yes, I do have. So I'm installing this MySQL installer, and I'm here at accounts and role. So I've given the password, MySQL root password and repeat password. Below that, there's an option, MySQL user account, add user.
Can you share your screen?
I'm logged in on different laptop now.
I understood what you're trying to do. So explain it again.
So in MySQL installer, there's an option below authentication method, accounts and role.
You don't have to do anything there.
I just have to put the password, MySQL root password, repeat password, right?
That's it.
That's it. And next. Okay. And then it is run service as standard system account or custom user?
System, standard.
Standard system. Okay. Okay, apply configuration, execute.
Okay, guys, while you're doing it, yeah, and of course, in all these steps that we have spoken about today are all there in that small video that I have given you. It takes less than 15 minutes to do all this. So if you're stuck, I would still say between today and tomorrow's class, please take that 15 minutes out to do this. Okay, then you'll be able to enjoy the class very, very well from tomorrow onwards. Now, I just want to make sure that we at least I at least give you some backdrop of, or some background of what we are doing here. I've asked you to install a few things. We've spent so much time. I'm sure you've spent a lot of time as well. Then why are we doing this? Why or what is it? Why would we require that? What is the meaning of database server? What is the meaning of client? I just want to have a quick bit of discussion there so that we all are in the same plane. I always say that whenever I have to introduce what a database is, I always say that how I would have explained database to my 8-year old daughter. So the way I would have explained database to my 8-year old daughter is that I would have said that think of a room, and if in that room there is only one bed, let's say there is a door here, there is a door, and there is a bed here, right? There is a bed, and let's say you are supposed to live in this room where there is just one bed. There is no other storage, wardrobe, no cupboard, no other console to keep your thing, right? And let's say you have to spend 3 to 4 weeks here. Now, in 3 to 4 weeks, I'm sure you guys will agree that this entire room will then get messed up with all your clothes, your accessories, your stuff that, because a human being requires stuff to keep in the, along with him or her, right? So your room will become messy because there is no place to keep your stuff, keep your clothes, your accessories, or things that you require on a daily basis. And hence what you normally do is that in your room, you have storage systems. For example, you have a nice wardrobe, right? And let's say this wardrobe kind of looks like this. Right? You have a wardrobe where, if you open that wardrobe, then, you have a space, you can put your stuff in an organized fashion. Similarly, when you work with when you think of an organization, organizations work with data every day, right? Say for example, you are working with a client which is into financial transactions. Imagine you're working with a bank, right? Now, every day there are a lot of transactions happening. Every day the customers are coming to the bank, withdrawing money or depositing money or doing some of the other sale or purchase transaction using their bank accounts, right? So there is data getting generated every day, day in, day out. Now, if that organization doesn't have a place to manage the data in an organized fashion, then the data will become haphazard. And then when they want to use this data to make decisions, they will not be able to do that. Why? Because let's say one of the questions that I have a question in my mind as a business analyst working with a bank, that how many new customers were we able to enroll today? How many new customers opened my open bank account with us today? I will not be able to answer this question because the data would be haphazard. Similar to the fact that if you were living in a room without any wardrobe, your clothes would be all over the place. And if you're looking for that yellow pair of socks, you would not be able to find that yellow pair of socks because the things would be all scattered. Whereas if you have a wardrobe, then you have a central place where you can store your accessories and your stuff or your clothes, right? And then you have a place where you can find whatever you're looking for. Similarly, in an organization, to manage the data, they need what? To manage the data, what do they need, guys?
Database.
Data management system.
A database, right? And now, what is a database really? A database is a collection of tables. Similar to wardrobe, right? In wardrobe, you just open the wardrobe and there is, normally you see what? Even if it is a new wardrobe that you just bought from the market, you will see there are shelves, and there are shelves of different sizes. There are shelves which have locks, there are shelves which are open, but there are shelves of different sizes. You'll not just have a wardrobe without any shelves, right? Because again, everything will then start piling up at the bottom of the shelf, bottom of the wardrobe, right? So you have, you have within the database, I'm sorry, within the wardrobe as well, you've got shelves, you got partitions, you got all those things, drawers, everything within the wardrobe, so that you know what can be kept at what place. Similarly, in a database, we have tables to further organize the data. Then within tables, what do we have, guys? Within tables, what do we have?
Data.
We have columns.
Columns and rows.
Which we call as fields and features, variables, whatever you want to call them. And then we have rows, right? So columns are vertical columns, the fields as we say, and rows are horizontal rows. Rows are also called as data set, value set, right? And a database can have multiple tables. Let's say this is table 1, then we have table 2, then we have table 3, and so on and so forth. So a database can have multiple tables, and a table can have many columns, many rows. And an organization can have a collection of databases as well under a data warehouse, right? So you might have heard of this term data warehouse as well, which is a combination, or which is a collection of all the databases that the organization has, and also the information about the data, which we call as, does anybody know what is information about the data is called? So a data warehouse, sorry, yeah, please go ahead.
Which gives you an idea what type of data it is.
Absolutely right, Faisal. Information about the data basically gives you what kind of data that table contains, that database contains, or that column contains. For example, if there is a column called as salary, now that salary column's data type should be an integer data type, a numeric data type, right? And let's say the salary column should not be allowed. I mean, nobody should be allowed to enter any text value under the salary column, right? That is also a constraint. So any information about the tables of the databases is called as metadata. So a data warehouse is a collection of databases and the metadata, that means the data about, or the information about the data that these databases contain or the tables contain, right? Also, the data warehouse could also be a collection of several reports that we create, or we call them as summaries. It may also be a collection of summaries. Summaries meaning how many records do we have in a particular table, how many, what is the average salary. So all those summarization can also be part of the data warehouse, can also be part, it's not necessary, but can also be part of the data warehouse. Now, why is it important for an analyst? For example, this particular course module that we have designed will make you work as an analyst. Now, analyst comes somewhere here. Analysts are the users of the data. Why? Because they will take this data and they will convert them into meaningful reports, like you might have seen already in Excel as well, right? These are called as reports. Why do analysts convert the data which is residing in different data sources into meaningful reports?
So that we can easily understand.
So that you can then influence the decisions or make decisions or recommend decisions, right? That does make sense, guys. So this is the entire process, right? You got a data warehouse, a central repository of all the databases that are there in an organization, and all the metadata about, that means the information about the data that is there in the databases, and also the summaries of the data that is residing in the databases. And as an analyst, you need access to this data in order to make head and tail, in order to make reports, so that you can make decisions. You are becoming an analyst. So you are not a person who will probably be creating a data warehouse or even databases. However, in this course, we will spend some time learning how we can create a database, how we can create tables in the database, how we can create columns in the database, how we can insert rows into the tables of the database, right? And then we will then play the role of a pure analyst, which is basically to be able to query, right? So if you notice, any database management system, that means a software application which would allow you to create databases, right, should support three things. So any database management system, for example, we're talking about MySQL. It is one of the database management systems. MySQL is an open source. It's for free. Anybody can use it. It's very popularly used. I mean, Google used it to create. The YouTube founders used it to manage all the data in YouTube. Twitter also initially was created. I mean, the main database was MySQL database, but it is just one of the database management system. Example, we are using MySQL in our course. I could have used many other databases. So MySQL is open source. Then Microsoft has something called a SQL Server, MS SQL Server. Then you have MS Access. Microsoft also has one more, Access. Then Oracle. Then IBM has IBM DB2. Then there are other free ones as well, Postgre, SQL. Right? It's also for free. These two are very popular and they're free. MySQL, this tool was acquired by Oracle at some point of time. I forgot which year it was, but earlier it was a community edition database. That means open source completely. Now it is acquired by Oracle, but still they continue to keep it for free. But Oracle also has its own popular database, probably the highest market share in the industry. So these database management system allows you to do three things. They allow you to create the design, which basically means create the database, create the tables in the database, create the columns. It's like, if you were a carpenter for the wardrobe, then you are essentially just creating, carving the wardrobe out, but you're not the person who's going to be using the wardrobe. Using the wardrobe maybe would be, a family or maybe a couple or maybe a person, maybe a kid will actually keep the stuff there. So create the design, right, would be done by, should be allowed by the database management system. Second, you should be allowed, the database management system should allow you to insert the data, insert and manipulate the data, meaning populate and change the data as well, update the data as well, insert and update the data, which also means that you should be allowed to delete the data as well. And then C is, what is the last thing that the database management system should allow you to do? Any idea?
To extract
create reports.
To extract reports to somebody.
Query.
Now, as part of this course and as part of your analyst role, 90% of your time goes into querying the data. Hence, in our course as well, 90% of our time, or maybe a little more than that, would go into understanding and doing a lot of queries. Okay, but in the first couple of classes, I do want to spend some time into these operations as well, which is what we will do tomorrow, right? In order to do these operations, I would require you to have the software installed, and then it would be the software that we're installing essentially is the database management system. And these operations that we will do using a language which all the databases understand, called as SQL, structured query language, right? This is the common language which all these database platforms understand. It's not a proprietary software. It's not a proprietary language. It is not a proprietary tool owned by Microsoft or IBM or Oracle. It is commonly available for anybody. It's like English as a language. Is it making sense, everybody?
So whatever syntax we'll be using in MySQL would be same as like if we work on PostgreSQL, right?
More or less, 90%, just like English in Australia and English in the US, Ankita.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tomato.
Yeah. It's really literally, I mean, almost like that. 95% of the things make sense. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now, so this is the introduction I wanted to give you today, guys. I've taken one extra minute.
I don't want to take because I'm sure some of you may have some or the other commitments. But again, guys, my name is Pratik Agrawal. I spent 17 years in the industry, and I would be more than happy to answer all your questions. I am going to give you my email ID as well, should anybody want to reach out to me personally. But I also have Chanchal supporting me in this class. She's also pretty good in this, and we can have. I've told Chanchal to be available on Zoom call before the class as well. Should you want to head start and have some doubts on installation, I can be available as well, and Chanchal would be available tomorrow as well. So we start the class at 2 p.m. She will be available at 1 p.m. as well. Again, considering if Vinay's Zoom link is available. Vinay, do you think Zoom link can be available for tomorrow as well at 1 p.m.?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, great then. Tomorrow, whoever needs any help in installation, Chanchal and Chanchal will be available at 1 p.m. to help you guys. And I sit right next to her, and she can call me up if you guys would require any help more than what she is not able to. Yeah, but yeah, feel free, guys, to reach out, and please follow the steps that I have given on installing. Let's try and have the tools ready, platform ready, so that we can then get our hands dirty and start doing things. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Pratik.
Thanks,
really
Pratik.
excited for it. So those who have installed, they need not to join at 1, right?
Yes.
They can join at 2.
Yes.
Okay, very nice. Thanks.
Thank you, Pratik.
Thanks, Pratik.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Pratik.
Pratik. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pratik.
Thank you. Thank you.